So I was about 19 when, as a believer, I really started feeding myself, getting into the Word for myself. I started seeing things differently. I saw my weakness differently. My weaknesses were always reasons to stay quiet, and suddenly I started seeing them as things that were going to make me pray and keep me in a place where I had to depend on God. Suddenly my weakness became a strength. I saw my past different. I saw that the things that were haunting me, those scars are now my story, and I could offer them to other people and show them how big God's love is. I started seeing people different. I saw my friends differently. I'd gone to school my whole life, like most of us, and I'd been a Christian, but I just didn't see people like Jesus did until then. And I began to look at my friendships. I began to look at the people I spent my time with, and I began to wonder about their souls. I began to wonder if they knew God, if they were afraid of the same things that I was, or if they were going to be in heaven when I got there. Where did they stand with God? And it hurt my heart that I didn't know, that I'd been in friends' lives for so long and never knew that. But once God shows you something, once God turns the light on in your life to something, you can't unknow it. So I was having to face the truth of not knowing where my friends stood every time I hung out with them. And I remember a guy named Garner that I went to school with. He was smart, he was witty, he had a dry humor about him, and he was a lot smarter than me. And I sort of would just let him take the lead in most discussions. And I knew that I needed to share the gospel with Garner, and I wasn't even sure really what that meant. Everybody at church talked about it, share the gospel, share the gospel, share the gospel. And I thought, I've got to do this. And it weighed on me so much, I thought I was going to do something wrong, and Garner was going to run from God forever because I said something wrong. I thought I wasn't a good enough Christian. I wasn't a smart enough Christian, and I was just going to mess everything up. And that was sort of my excuse to stay away from serving him in a lot of ways. It's just excuses. And I started realizing that, who do I love here? Do I love my friend, or do I love my friendship more than I love my friend? Because you've heard it said a lot, I want to share the gospel with this person, but I don't want to push them away. I don't want to lose the friendship. And I'm just thinking, what am I saying when I say that? I want them to be my friend more than I want them to know Jesus. And I had to face it. And I realized that I was going to have to do this. And we were going bowling because I don't know why anybody goes, but we went. And we were going bowling, and we were coming home from bowling, and I decided, this is it. I've got to talk about Jesus to Garner. And I said, Garner, man, I just want to talk to you about God. I thought, let's just start it off real awkward, right? And he said, I'll never forget. He goes, all right. And it was silent for about 20 seconds, longest 20 seconds of my life. And I thought, if I don't do this, I'm not going to do this. And I remembered a few verses from Romans that I learned at church. And I just told him, God loves you. And I just want to know that, I want you to know that I love you too. And I want to see you in heaven. I want to see you with Jesus in your life. And I share with him my story. And I said, you know me, I'm tripping over life every day. And being a Christian for me isn't about doing everything right. It's about the fact that I'm never going to be alone again. And the fact that God loves me so much, he deals with all of my stuff too. And I know that if he can save me, he can save you. And it wasn't anywhere that well said. And I remember at the end, he said, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And there was about another 2 minutes of silence. And I got out of my car, and I got out of his car, and I got into mine. And I thought, well, I just blew that one for you, Lord. And it was years before he texted me. I got my number, found out I was in Crowns, and texted me and said, I want you to know I'm a believer now, and we're in church, and my kids are in church. And looking back, I know how hard that was for you to do that. And I want to thank you for sharing truth with me, even though you didn't know what I was going to say back. And man, that was awesome. I just want to ask you something. There are people in your life that the preachers aren't going to get to. There are people that are important to you that your heart's broken for that I may never sing to. So I think if you love them that much, they're worth one awkward moment. One moment where you let your walls down and say, I love you. And I love you so much. I've earned the right with this friendship to tell you, you need Jesus. It's not telling people that you're better than them. It's not telling people that they're bad. They just need the Lord, just like you do. People are worth that awkward moment.
Could this be the day that you come to her rescue?